I don't ever want to see or hear for the rest of eternity people talking about, we're not going to Elbaf. We can't go to Elbaf. Oda's rushing the story. You can't go to Elbaf. We're not doing it. It's like, not going to Elbaf would be one of the most dumb decisions for Oda to make. And this chapter just made Elbaf way more important than it was before. We've been talking about Elbaf since the beginning of the freaking series. Since they went into the Grand Line. Yeah, it's ever since they went into the Grand Line. They met Dory and Bragi. That was letting us know, hey, Elbaf is important. We're gonna go there one day. Usopp's. That's part of Usopp's dream, is to go to Elbaf. And you're telling me we're not gonna do it? Nah. See, this is why I don't listen to these people. This is exactly why, because they don't know what they're talking about. We're going to Elbaf, y'all. And Elbaf is also tied to Big Mom. I'm actually one of those people that believes that Big Mom will show up again, and she'll play a big role in Elbaf. Maybe. I like to believe that she's still alive, because it'd be kind of whack if she actually died. She had a lot of potential for her character. But anyways, moving on from that. Hi, I'm Vagabond Kana. This is One Piece chapter 1066, The Will of Ohara. So surprise, surprise, we got a large, fat lore dump talking about the Void Century, getting some evidence on what happened back then. So, as a lot of people expected, the 20 Kingdoms rose up, and this is part of my theories as well. The 20 Kingdoms rose up and took over. They actually were victorious over the Ancient Kingdom, this advanced kingdom that we're talking about here. And so this is one of the theories that, this is actually my first video that I talked about this. But anyways, this was a very insightful chapter talking about lore. It also talks about Ohara and a survivor. See, I guess this too, because I was like, what? A survivor from Ohara? Because Kid talked about that man with the burn marks. We just got confirmation. At least it's basically confirmation. It's kind of confirmation. It says, oh, it's a giant from Elbaf with burn marks. He survived from Ohara. Basically, we pretty much know it's Jaguar D Saw. Even Robin, we get the most, I don't know the words to explain it, but the face Robin makes is like, it's one of the most reassuring, calming faces. She's like, oh my God, somebody that I care about, one of them actually survived. And it honestly makes sense that Kid would be searching for a guy who could read the poneglyphs, being Jaguar D Saw. It makes a lot of sense that it's a survivor from Ohara. I was like, yes, I got it. So that was one small theory. I didn't make a big deal about it, but I mentioned it in one of the chapter reviews. I was like, a survivor from Ohara? Okay, nice. I should have guessed that it was Jaguar D Saw. I should have guessed. But one guy, there were a few people on, at least I saw one Reddit post that actually guessed him entirely. And so kudos to that dude. I don't know where it's at though. I'm not even gonna post a picture here, but he did a good job. For those who guessed that Jaguar D Saw was still alive, good job. There are a lot of people that are actually angry about this, which personally I'm okay with it. I really don't care. And out of all the things to be angry about, come on, we already know Oda does this. This is expected. I would be more upset if he actually wasted panel time on, say Kinemon, Kiku, and Kanjuro's death, right? Now, Kanjuro, I think, is actually dead now, but the whole Kinemon and Kiku stuff, it was honestly just wasting panel screen time when he could have really been focusing on other stuff. He just wanted to create, fake emotional moments that didn't matter, which I'm not a big fan of, but I digress. He's done a good job with this one, I personally think. I have no problem with Saul being alive at all. Also, I will say that the last person to attack Saul was his friend Aokiji, right? Aokiji, he froze Saul, and we do know that people can break out of Aokiji's freezing ability. Not only that, but I can also see Aokiji kind of taking it easy, because it's Aokiji. It's Aokiji of all characters, right? It's just, Aokiji has a lot of kindness. He's a warm-hearted guy, even though he's got the cold fruit. I can see that happening. I can see him being like, I'm gonna just kind of freeze him just a little bit, just so it can look like I killed him, and then I'll go rescue Robin. Even though that may not have been Oda's intention at that time, but regardless, it actually does fit the character of Aokiji. He's kind of merciful. But anyways, so we come to find out that the giants are the ones that took the books that the people of Ohara had dumped into the center of the lake, and they brought them back to Elbaf. And we also get a flashback to see Dragon at the age of 33 years old and Dr. Vegapunk at the age of 43. And we come to find out that Vegapunk is the ugliest One Piece character alive. I mean, this man's head would put Jimmy Neutron to shame. This man's head would put KSI to shame. I'm telling you, this dude has the biggest... This is the ugliest character. I'm telling you, it's like, oh my goodness. It's crazy because I didn't even realize at this point in time that this guy was based off of Albert Einstein, because he's got his tongue sticking out. There's a picture of Albert Einstein with his tongue sticking out, and it becomes more apparent later on when you see him older. But anyways, so we come to find out Professor Clover's fate is what motivated Dragon to create the Revolutionary Army. So he actually started the Revolutionary Army not too long ago. I thought this was years in the making, but no, it's been a short time. And so Dr. Vegapunk, he confirms that he's been continuing Ohara's research and he has not forgotten them. And this makes Robin cry tears of joy, well, especially when she finds out that Saul is alive. This is a very touching moment, I tell you. It really is. But you want to know why it's even more touching? Is because we know that Elbaf actually matters and we're going to it. There's no way that we can't go to Elbaf now. It's literally way too important for Usopp and Robin. Way too important. So I don't want to hear that anymore. I don't want to hear that trash that this fandom has going on. We're not going to Elbaf. Nah, we're going. Keep your mouth shut. We're done with you. Anyways, we move on to Luffy and company. And they're still messing around with the giant robot. But at this point, Luffy's like, oh snap, the robot's gonna blow. And then out of nowhere, they see an old man that's going, he keeps saying Quasar? I guess, I don't really know what's going on with that. But anyways, he keeps saying like Quasar, that's like his catchphrase or something. And he's stuck, and Luffy tries to help him out, and then he's like, oh, hey guys, you can use your shoes to fly away or something. Because, it's the future technology. You got flying jet boots. Of course they do, right? So anyways, he's like, Gadzooks, we've flown too far. But he also mentions Bonnie. He said, hey, Bonnie, you sure have grown from the last time I've seen you. And so Bonnie's like real mad. She's like, Vegapunk. So this is actually Vegapunk, old Vegapunk of today. And his head is not as big. He's actually got an apple sticking out of his head, the top of an apple sticking out of his head. So that's very interesting. But his head is way smaller. So, and like I said, this guy, he definitely now looks more like Albert Einstein. You can tell he was based off of Albert Einstein. He's got his tongue sticking out, the way he looks, his hair, everything. What I find very interesting is, like I said, his head is smaller. So when he actually separated his personality into the different Vegapunks that you see. You have the logic portion, then you have the violent portion, right? Maybe I think he legitimately put pieces of his brain in there. He like literally just charred it out. Like he just cut pieces of his brain out and just put them in there. And that's how they work. And that's very interesting. Very interesting that he put in a bunch of girls too, but whatever. Anyways, yeah, it's a horny old man. Yeah, but anyways, this was a good chapter. You got a lot of lore from this. Very solid overall. And yeah, man, I can't wait till we get to Elbaf. I'm telling you what's happening. I don't know if this arc is going to end up being like a sort of Zoe-like arc where we get a lot of info dumps, we get a lot of lore, and it kind of sets up the next few arcs to come. This may end up being like a Zoe type of arc, quite possibly. Because, with a lot of these arcs, after we finish like a big arc, say like Dressrosa, you go on to something a little bit more calm and soothing. Or like for example, Alabasta. After Alabasta, we went straight to Jaya, and then it led up to Skypiea. So there's always like a lead up. There's always like something small that we do, and I believe that Elbaf may be that small thing. We might spend a decent amount of time in it, and you know they're trying to kill Vegapunk, so there's going to be conflict regardless, as there is in every single arc. Zoe even had conflict. It was involving Jack, but there was no like intense 1v1s or anything like that. And we may not get that this arc, because let's be honest, the only people that we have to worry about are CP0. Right? That's all we have to worry about. And also we may have to also worry about Seraphim, because there are some that Seraphim Jinbei is going to be a problem, but all in all, Vegapunk is, I would say, an ally. Definitely, especially considering the fact that he knows Dragon. So, and you know, it just makes a lot of sense for him to be kind of chill. So I can definitely see this arc going a more calmer, setting up other arcs type thing. And honestly, Elbaf, it's setting up Elbaf. That's what it's doing. And that is what we are doing through this arc. So that Elbaf arc is coming, boys. Get ready. But hey, if you've enjoyed this video so far, make sure you guys like and subscribe. We're gonna get on to reading some Reddit comments real quick. And we're not gonna do the Carrot Opium session this week because, you know, let's just take a little break from talking about Carrot. Don't want to talk about Carrot too much, you know, but we'll get back to it next week. With all that being said, on to the Reddit comments. Yes, I was waiting for a post like this. We need more Better Call Saul jokes. Because it's like, hey, Jaguar D. Saul's alive. What can you do, right? Me when I saw Dr. Vegapunk. I tell you, man, this dude has the most legendary freaking head. Forehead, back head, just head in general. Legendary. Bro was ahead of his time. Okay, this was the one that I was looking for. This was the post right here. This man, this was 7 years ago. He said, Jaguar D. Saul is definitely still alive. And so he said, I was commenting on another post on this subreddit and I posted this video. I've always had a hunch that Jaguar D. Saul was still alive because I doubt Kuzan would kill his friend. But then I saw the attack that he uses to freeze Jaguar D. Saul, Ice Time Capsule. Interesting. I looked in the manga just to make sure the translation was right, and sure enough it was. In so many works of fiction, freezing oneself over time will allow them to unfreeze later and live in the future, almost like a time capsule. How has this not been said yet? I mean, he is a D and a giant. This thing is blocking the way. But anyways, the giant's got to be important. Thoughts? Yeah, he was right. And that's what I love about some of these posts. Some of these posts, they'll say something and they'll be right on the money, like years later. This man, 7 years later, was on the freaking money. On the money. And that's why I say it's like, look, I try not to turn down too many theories. I take that back. I turned down a lot of theories. What am I talking about? But regardless, you know, it's a good feeling when all that work from a long time ago was actually proven right. That's why I can't wait until, you know what? I said I wasn't going to talk about Carrot. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to shut up. This week, only this week, Infinity Head. Hey, Splatoon characters, let's go. Splatoon's goated, by the way. Y'all gotta know, Splatoon is goated. Y'all need to play Splatoon, straight up. Splatfest is coming up, I think this weekend too. But anyways, I have the biggest forehead. No, I have the biggest forehead. Amateurs. What was that, Vegapunk? Amateurs. Yeah, Vegapunk's forehead is ridiculous. My God. But yeah, Fry's forehead is, honestly, she has Pearl beat. People were talking smack about Pearl. Pearl's a cool character, and I think Fry's a cool character so far, too. Like, Rainbow is going to be a funny antagonist. I can already see it now. The dick eating is crazy. Yes, that machine in that kingdom. Yes, that machine in that kingdom, in that sea. With that person. Yep, Oda's gonna be doing that for a long time. I guarantee you that right now. Oh shoot! You get it? Because it makes a heart shape, right? It makes a heart shape. His freaking head is so stupid. I see. Oh god. His head makes a heart shape because it's like his hairline. It does that thing. I don't know if there's a name for it, but it does that thing where it goes, forward, and it's like only the center goes forward. It's the weirdest looking hairline. Honestly, oh god, glad I don't have that. Go to foreshadowing giants, and it's Carrot taking a bath saying giants really exist. Yeah, I think I said I wasn't gonna talk about Carrot, but yeah, no, I mean, I don't know how she'll join. There's one guy who asks me consistently, how do I think Carrot will join? And he wants me to make a whole video on it, and I'm just like, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know how she'll join. I have ideas on when she'll join, but I don't know exactly how. That could be a multitude of ways. I guess that's our semi-Carrot opium session right there. Alright guys, I guess that's it. Hey, like I said before, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about this chapter, and let me know what you think is going to come of this chapter. With all that being said, Vagabond gone.